Alright, so one problem a lot of business owners are dealing with right now is they hop on a sales call with the potential client, and even if the potential client is qualified, they're facing a bunch of these bullshit objections such as, I need to think about it, let me just sleep on it so I can make my decision rationally, whatever, you know. They're facing tons of those where they literally have to battle the prospects to join their program or agency or whatever, you know. And this definitely shouldn't be the case, because that's not how to run a sustainable business. So in the perfect world, we would obviously reach out to him, he would reply happily, we would have quick conversation with him before booking him onto a call, then we would hop on a call, just on a call ask him a few quick questions to see, is he even qualified, can he afford it, is he a good fit, you know, those kinds of things. We would send him an invoice, he would pay, and boom, money made. But unfortunately, that's not the world we live in. That's not the world we live in, because yeah, that just doesn't exist. There's always an obstacle in your way of getting paid. So my closing rate, for example, is about 70%, which is kind of good, but of course I'm not taking these bullshit calls with unqualified prospects, which makes my closing rate a bit higher. But you still need to do these few things I'm going to talk about today, even if you're hopping on a call with the most perfect lead ever. You know, what you must do is you must pre-sell them. You must pre-sell them so they actually hop on that call happy and pretty much nurtured, ready to buy. That's the way you should approach things, you know. That's the way how this is supposed to be done. They must be pre-sold before you even hop on a call with them. And one very big part about making sure that the prospects know you, like you, and trust you, and that they are already willing to buy or invest into you, is that they need to know more about you, and they are gonna do that by consuming what you're saying in your videos or messages in the DMs. So what I mean by that is, by consuming your content, they are getting nurtured, which means they're hopping on a call ready to buy. And by doing that, you won't be in a position where you need to face so many BS objections like I previously mentioned. So what I mean by that is YouTube, short form, long form, VSLs, testimonial highlights on your page. You know, logical thing is that before someone hops on a call with you, they're gonna do more research about you and your offer, so you need to make sure to have something for them to consume. You know, your personal brand can't be blank, because that's gonna get you nowhere. And I genuinely believe that even in this first part with outreach, even with this first step of your sales process, you won't be getting any replies, let alone book a call, hop on a call and make money, you know, sell them something. That's not the way this works, you know. So if you manage to make that happen before the call, if you manage to make it happen that they consume some of your content before the call, once on the call, the prospect is going to be ready to buy, trust me. The thing is that if you don't have anything for the people to consume, when you hop on that call, like I previously mentioned, it's going to be their first time hearing you speak. They're going to throw a bunch of objections at you, needing to think about it, and they're just going to blow out. To avoid this, you must have some content. You simply must have some content, because how else are they gonna consume some of your stuff? And maybe if you're not the type of guy that will be willing to make some content, you know, you can and you must either just get uncomfortable and get it done, or maybe it is far-fetched, but maybe it can work. Just send them a few voice notes so they can just, you know, hear you speaking actually for the first time inside the DMs, and not on the call when you're face to face with them. Because when you're face to face with them, like I said earlier, it's gonna be really hard to sell them something. And even though they are maybe keen to get the things going, as soon as you get to your part where you're pitching them, you know, they're just gonna blow out and they're gonna start giving you dry answers or whatever. And when it comes to content, YouTube is, in my opinion, absolutely the best piece of content you can possibly have. And especially if you run a service-based business where you coach people or something like that. Even if your YouTube is like mine, you know, with not many subscribers, I don't know, I think I have about 50 subscribers at the moment. And obviously I'm not monetizing my channel. I don't sell anything in my bio. There are no some random links. There's nothing there, literally just the videos. However, The purpose of this YouTube channel is just to show that I actually know what I'm talking about and that I'm not some random guy, that I'm not some bullshit guy trying to sell something to someone. After all, this YouTube channel helps me warm the people up before we hop on a call, on a sales call, and ultimately start working together, I would say. And that's definitely your best business asset, to warm the people up and keep them in your pipeline so they can consume the hours of your content. They know you, they know your offer, they know your messaging, and just generally, by consuming your content, once again, they are getting nurtured, but not only nurtured, and also they're starting to build some trust. They simply trust you. And that's the power of the content, And pretty much in 2024, whoever is making some content, whoever is recording videos, they are probably the most successful guys in this industry, Like I said in the few videos earlier, people buy from people they know, like, and trust. So in order for you to tick all those boxes, you must start your YouTube. Or another thing I want to talk about is VSL. VSL, which you probably know, stands for Video Sales Letter. That's also a great asset that you can record, that you can be having to send to your potential clients before they hop on a call, For example, any guys that want to start making money through an appointment setting, I send them a VSL. I send them a VSL about my program, about myself, just talking, so I can actually get them nurtured and ready to hop on a call, because at the end of the video I have a call to action saying, DM me, book if you're interested in hearing more, if you can possibly see yourself doing this, something along those lines. And always make sure to send them a VSL before the call. So there are two simple reasons. Send a VSL before the call. First, obviously, because it's gonna be easier to book them in, and second, because they're gonna be all warmed up to pay you on the spot once on that call. They will be warmed up to pay. Once again, you won't be facing any of these BS objections I mentioned earlier. And the other way you could maybe do this is by offering them to hop on a triage calls. And what that means is literally like having a discovery call without trying to sell something. The purpose of a triage call is to replace the VSL and show your prospects everything you have to offer, but in my opinion that's just making your life harder for yourself, because instead what I prefer is having just one 20-30 minutes video explaining everything, and you can just be sending it to people all over again, without actually wasting your time by hopping on those triage calls. And the same thing is when you're just outreaching to people. A lot of people, when speaking with them first time, will have their defenses up, responding with short and dry messages, which is completely natural. Let's be real. To them you're just another stranger, and they're probably wondering like, what the fuck is this guy even trying to sell me, So yeah, that's just how I was before I hopped into this online space. And one thing I would advise you to do in that situation is just to take things slowly and wait until you feel they're ready. And what I mean by that is, do not ask them any questions that you think might be a little too personal, such as, if you're in the B2B space, about their revenue, I don't know, how many clients they be having in that moment, or whatever, because there's actually a whole process that you can do to warm the people up. You can ask him about his business, and if you see he's struggling with it, just send him one piece of content about, let's say, their struggle. On my YouTube channel, I have few videos talking about some systems, how to get dream clients basically served on the plate without actually needing to chase them. So if I see that someone is struggling with that certain problem, I'll just send him that one specific piece of content, and then on day 2 ask him, like, was the video helpful, bro? Ask him about the other thing, then send the other piece of content, and so on, all the way until you feel he's trusting you now. The main point here is that you can't try to sell him something until they trust you 100%, because otherwise, once again, you're just gonna blow the lid up, and yeah, you won't get nothing out of it. just feed them with value. Keep following up with them by looking at the CRM where you added the leads, and after some time, in their minds, they're gonna start trusting you. And now from there, follow up 1 or 2 more times with, hey bro, how's everything going? Oh bro, that video was very helpful, thank you so much for that. My pleasure bro, I'm so glad you managed to sort it out, something along those lines. You don't have to use that strictly. And just say, I'm actually reaching out this time to see, would you be opposed to jumping on a quick call? Maybe to see if we can actually help you get to the next level, and since they already know, like, and trust you, since they have already consumed your content, I don't see why they would just refuse to hop on a call, simply because they know that you're a guy who can genuinely help them out, And yeah, at the end of this video, the moral of this story here is that you need to be leveraging your content. Like I said, 2024 is the year where everyone who creates content is probably top 1% in this industry. And pretty much that's what I do to make sure leads are nurtured and warmed up. So once I'm on a call with them, I don't have to face many objections, as well as my closing rate goes up. There's no harm in implementing these steps, and it must be done if you want to make the most out of your business. If you like this video, hit the like button, I would appreciate it, and genuinely it helps the algorithm boost my video even more. Also drop me a follow on my Instagram if you want to see where I post more of these short form stuff. And yeah, thanks for watching, subscribe if you like, and keep grinding.